What's going on, guys? How we doing this evening? Welcome back. That's what it's about. Everyone cussing about this wick. How do we know for sure that the conviction is there that they won't recover it? Because they have recovered some of it. But we're going to get into that in a short moment. Don't you worry about that. What's happening? What is happening? Yes, Taib. What's happening, bro? What's good? What's good? Who's in the room tonight? Awataz. What's good, my guy? Soul Cow. Sack Trades. George. What's going on? PC Shed. Don't know if you're in the room or not. Gregs. All my Gregs, where they at? Beast you. Got a lot of love from the members. Frogs B. What's happening, man? Big Funk. What's good? Yeah, just waiting for a few more people to roll in. Twisted Turnings. What's happening, my man? Love from Canada, yeah? Mad love. Mike V, what's happening? System hack. Taylor Chase, thank you for subscribing, bro. Mad love. Mad love to you, man. Stressful evening. Ah, it shouldn't be a stressful evening. Yes, we are in the presence of Super Mario, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you new to the channel, you'll understand why. Bitbeard, mad love and respect to you, bro. You didn't have to say that, man, but thank you very much, bro. Yeah, she's good, man. She's all good. Mini market maker is all good. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll with it, man, because I don't want to keep you guys too long away from your families. It's countdown towards Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to give you this stream short and sweet and help you understand what's been going on with Bitcoin over these past few days. I haven't been streaming that much, but normally Tuesday is the day that I actually do a stream. So we're maintaining the consistency, ladies and gentlemen. So let's roll with it. If you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through. All my pattern watchers, what's good? Welcome to Traders Reality. My name is Tino. Let's have a conversation, guys. Okay, then. So, let's commence. Mad Russian one, thank you very much. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen. So, look. There's been a lot of hype right now. Now, there's something about what happened last year in September, and people are of the belief that it's going to happen again. Now, if you were to put your money on it, and say, yep, it is going to happen, then no one would be questioning as to whether or not it will. Because people would think that the same thing that happened before is going to happen again. What you need to understand is, before that point, Bitcoin made a high and then came back down. All right? But I'm going to go into it. Let's actually have a look at it. Let's go back to the daily time frame and just roll out and understand what they did last September. All right? So let's go back to last September when they did this great move. So September 2020, when when there wasn't that much happening in Bitcoin. All right? And then December comes, we see this big move. Now, this September, there was a lot happening in Bitcoin, a lot of adoption, and then this happens. So what I'm trying to understand is how is the move from September going to reflect the same from this September to now, if you understand what I'm saying. This move was because of the adoptive phases of Bitcoin. People started to talk more about it. Well, Bitcoin is being endorsed very heavily in this area, and a lot of it is being spoken about, and it's not made the same move. So why would we make the belief that this is going to be the same thing? See, that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. There's not enough history of Bitcoin. And whatever history is happening from beforehand, it's not enough. You haven't got enough history to really say Bitcoin is showing a repeat of a potential cycle. Because Bitcoin has only been going up. All right? This is what we need to understand, ladies and gentlemen. There's not been that much trading with Bitcoin. It's not been around that much. All right? We need a good 15, 20 years to really understand Bitcoin's cyclical behavior. Everyone's talking about this whole 4-year cycle. Well, cool, it's 4 years, man. That's nothing. All right? We need to put things into perspective, ladies and gentlemen. Real perspective. So let's just look at this. Just to help you guys understand. The glass node. Now, I refer to this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But this is really important to understand. I always refer to this because this is the true representation of trader psychology in the charts. All right? Back when Bitcoin first made its high of, what was it? There it is right here. Back in 2000, yeah, between 2011 and 2012, $28. Everyone was buzzing about it. Look, everyone was euphoric. So in other words, anyone that had a profit in the chart started to get very greedy at the thought that Bitcoin was going to continue higher. All right? Well, funnily enough, they pulled price down. Traders were feeling in denial. Then they turned to anxiety. Then fear kicked in. Then capitulation rolled out. And that is when Bitcoin bottomed out and then made another move to the upside and made a new high. That new high itself saw Bitcoin going to $229. Again, traders are feeling euphoric, greedy. They're not taking profits. Price pulls back down. Makes another attempt at the high. We also see Bitcoin at $1,000.54, and traders are still feeling greedy and euphoric. They don't do anything about it. They're leaving their hard profits in the charts, in the trades, and price then comes down. Traders in denial, traders anxiety, traders feeling fearful, and then capitulation. Bitcoin bottoms out and then makes another run to the upside, and it takes a little bit longer. And then it makes one last attempt to the upside where it hits the high of 19,000. All right? And traders are still feeling euphoric and greedy. Now tell me why Bitcoin, since making its high of 67,000, 63,000, 64, and then makes another high of 67,000, all right? There's no euphoric behavior by retail traders. There are no people, no one is feeling euphoric. No one is feeling greedy at the absolute highest point that Bitcoin could be at. 64,000, between 64 and 67, the two highs that Bitcoin made. What's so relevant about how retail traders or guys who are holding profits beforehand, why were they feeling euphoric about Bitcoin hitting $28, $19,000, okay? Sorry, 19,000 up here, and then $1,000 over here. Why were they feeling the optimism up here and they were feeling greedy over here? But yet when Bitcoin hits 67,000, 64,000, no one is feeling the same. I'll tell you why. Because the retail trader doesn't own any Bitcoin at that price point. You're not going to see any institutional traders, market makers, or any whales feeling emotional about Bitcoin. This is the clear transition, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is now getting to a point in the charts or the price where it's not possible for your average Joe to pick up a Bitcoin. Back then, yeah, you could pick up a lot of Bitcoin for $28. You could pick up a lot of Bitcoin for $1,000, all right? But look at when the last point when traders were feeling greedy and euphoric, okay? And then look at the last attempt towards the two highs that it made. Traders aren't holding profits. Why? Because there's not any retail traders holding enough Bitcoin to grant any emotional activity. I'm talking about unrealized profits and losses in Bitcoin, that is. Forget leverage trading for the time being. You see what I'm saying? It's really important that we understand that, because now Bitcoin is being accumulated by institutions, whales, whatever you want to call them, and of course, market makers supplying that liquidity. They ain't going to be feeling emotional, ladies and gentlemen. If they're buying 1,000 Bitcoin, do you think they're going to be interested in a drawdown? If you're in a position to buy 1,000 Bitcoin, drawdown is not really a problem for you. Unless there is a chaotic crash across the board. When the whale can't do anything about his position and he just has to see and write off the loss. It's funny, isn't it? How can Bitcoin hit 2 points in the chart? two absolute mad highs, yet there's no euphoric or greedy behavior. What's going on there? Right now, the retail, or should I say, traders across the board, okay, if we were to make the assumption that the whales and institutional traders are psychologically feeling a certain way about Bitcoin, they are feeling quite anxious. All right? Anxiety has kicked in. What is Bitcoin likely to do? So they're in the game of whether they take profits or not. Because remember, institutional traders and whales, they don't just buy Bitcoin once. They don't get into a position once. They do it over a series of trades because that would completely ruin the market. It has to be done in segments of trades. All right? Now, let's just go back to the price for a split second, ladies and gentlemen. And let's just focus on something. A lot of people are like, yeah, man, baby, Bitcoin's moving up. It's going to 100K. Where has Bitcoin gone for us to believe that it's now going to start making moves to the upside? If Bitcoin has gone somewhere that it hasn't been before in this range, okay, tell me why you would be feeling optimistic about Bitcoin. Well, quite frankly, I'm not optimistic. Till Bitcoin can close above the 200 EMA on the daily time frame, I'll probably start paying attention to it. Even then, we've got the 50 EMA. All the hype that is getting picked up by Bitcoin right now is probably going to stop at the 50 EMA. Momentum is favoring lower prices, you can see. Now, the wick didn't get fully recovered. We saw 50% retracement of the wick. I'll take that. Because we were talking about Bitcoin coming back to the wick when it was up here, and no one believed it would happen. Well, it kind of came all the way down. But now we've got this area of liquidity right here. As I said before, guys, I'm going to warn you now. And this is no hype, no FUD. I'm trying to put things into perspective for you so you can think logically, systematically, and objectively. Until Bitcoin breaks above the 50 EMA on the daily time frame, you shouldn't even be considering going long. You want to play devil's advocate and try and get in before that? Then it's on you to handle your position if it's at a loss. You see, there's no clear conviction. All they've done is just brought price back up. It's light volume, ladies and gentlemen. People have got ready for their holidays. People are winding down. Of course you're going to see Bitcoin making moves. Let's roll on to the 1 hour time frame to try and understand what's going on. So where has Bitcoin got to? See, this is what's concerning me, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the key zones. They've come back and recovered. Happy days. It's a point in the chart you would naturally expect them to come back towards. Look at the red wick. We've spoken about this wick, guys. They were always going to recover this red wick. Happy days. They recovered it. Cool. Psychological high. Now, this is important. Is this the development of the move getting ready to move higher? Well, what do we need to see? We need to see Bitcoin maintain this balance between the 5 and the 13 EMA. All right? Quadrizzle, TR. Claims doesn't trade patterns. Also, TR. Trade simple W patterns. Ah, my days. When you're trying to make sense of the unknown, how are you able to come with a conviction about someone's point of view of the unknown? Well, how does that make sense? You know? Who cares about Bitcoin? Luna's the coin to speak. This is the next ETH. Doesn't matter what Bitcoin's doing. Fair game. Fair game. Okay. Just look at the perspective right here, guys. Bitcoin has now hit this low once, twice, and it's held in this range. Some would say this is an inverted head and shoulders. Yes, it's a variation of a W formation. All right. The 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame has made an attempt to cross over on the 200 EMA. This is a perfect example of trapping traders to trade the golden cross. Be mindful. You don't trade off the golden cross straight away, whatever the golden cross is. Whenever you trade across of a moving average, especially the bigger moving averages being the 200 and the 50 EMA, you need them to expand. So what do you need to see? Simple. 50 EMA needs to come up here. 200 EMA needs to flatten out and expand away from the 50 EMA. That is what you need to see. This expansion, okay? Like so. Look at that expansion right there. This is an important expansion that you need to see in the charts. Because there are a lot of traders that are taking trades on the basis that the 50 EMAs crossed over the 200 EMA, and that's enough for them to open a trade, but they always end up getting stopped out. So be careful. Many traders right now are probably trading this Super Mario pattern, waiting for this to play out. Okay? Already they're trying to spike up and pull it back down. Spike lower, bring it back up. They're working this range. They've already hit the range daily high and they've pulled back from it. Most of the pattern watchers probably would have set up shorts from there. Stopping volume candle. They're now coming back up to recover the wick. What can we expect Bitcoin to do next? Well, we've got this pool of liquidity right here. They may drift price. Guys, listen. The move from now and then you've got the Christmas period. Just be cautious about it, man. Be very cautious. I'm not trying to put a dampen on everything, but I'm trying to put things into perspective for you. All right? Thoughts on this being the third pin to the high on the hourly? Well, this is it. Look at what's going on. Let's go back in time to understand the plays. One, so you got one pin there, 2 and 3. You got 1, 2, 3 pins to the high, they drop it. One big pin, 1, 2, 3, maybe third one there, cancel off that one. Okay? Every time we see 3 pins to the high, notable pins to the high, they bring price back down. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is if you're going to consider any longs. Now, listen, if this pattern had started, all right, in the last week of November, then my optimism in the favor of seeing higher prices would be much more higher. Why? Because we're not close to Christmas. Banks aren't going to be closing. Okay? Yes, cryptocurrency will still be traded, but you're not going to have the institutional traders at their desks. You're only going to have the algorithm just working the ranges. So we have to also consider and say, hold on a second. What if this is just a stop hunt rise to trap people into committing liquidity so that they can mark price down lower? Well, let's have a look at the Bookmap and have a look at the key areas in Bookmap. Yesterday's video was talking about the 42 zone, 40 zone, the 45 and the 44.5. Now those areas of liquidity have actually disappeared. All right, they're not red anymore. So what does that mean? See, 45 had 732 Bitcoin orders at that point. Now it's gone down to 590. But there is still quite an influx of orders in this range. What can we expect them to do? Yeah? The range that they're trading within from the 50k point to the 40k point is a small range in price, ladies and gentlemen. And if you remember when Bitcoin was between the 48 zone and the 42 zone, we were trading within a 6k range for about 2 weeks, if you remember that stream. And we weren't going anywhere. And then when Bitcoin decided to break that range, that is when Bitcoin started to make ground to the upside and, of course, hit the highs. Okay? Let's have a look at what you're saying. Tim, I'm smelling that this move might not be valid. I see plenty of liquidity on the Bookmap below still. No conviction for going up. And it's still made a higher low. What do you think? Okay, then. So we need to understand where we are in the chart. This is the 1 hour time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Now, are you basing long-term plays off the 1 hour time frame? If that's the case, you're going to lose yourself. You really will. Okay? A swing trader can't really be basing a position, all right, that he's going to plan on holding for even a week or 2 weeks based off the 1 hour time frame. It's not sufficient. You need to base your conviction of where you think Bitcoin's going to go in relation to the time frame that you're trading from. So the 1 hour time frame. What are we likely to see Bitcoin do on the 1 hour time frame? Well, look, the bigger the W formation, the more of a move away from that pattern it's going to form. So what are the key zones in the chart that they're likely to come back up to? All right. So firstly, you've got this area right here where there are previous wicks, which subsides above the last week's high. Then you've got this range right here. Okay, you've got this area right there, and you've got another wick right here. So that's between the 50,700 and the 51,000, nearly 52k. Problem that we've got, ladies and gentlemen, is that's where the 800 EMA is. And the 800 EMA seems to be a pain in the back every time Bitcoin tries to hit it and break away from it. Look what's going on. Ever since price closed below it, it has tried its hardest to get back up above it, and it's failed. Could this be the last attempt towards that 800 EMA? What if this is the first hit of the 800 EMA? What if this would make it towards the second hit of the 800 EMA, and then price falls down further, and then they try and consolidate in this range and come back up a third time to break away from the 800 EMA? Because we've only hit the 800 EMA once and tried it, but moved away from it. This was the move that they moved aggressively away from the 800 EMA and a whole attack of the range, and they've consolidated within this candle. All this behavior is within this candle. It just looks like a drip to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. And to be honest with you, or frank with you, ladies and gentlemen, just making a decision off Bitcoin. And this is what frustrates the life out of me. No one is paying attention to the fact that it's Christmas, that there's going to be low liquidity. People are still prompting about Bitcoin moving even higher from this point. And if it does move higher, when things start to pick back up again, they are going to drop it quick time because the liquidity will be trapped in the range. You know? Tina, what keeps me on edge is seeing the EMAs on the higher time frames all pointing to 5 o'clock. Yes. Check this out. What does Mike V talk about with 5 o'clock? So, this is the best way to establish momentum in the charts. Now, if you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, okay, pinned to the top of the chat is the Traders Reality website where you can download these indicators free of charge, all right? And there's links to playlists in the channel which will talk to you about how to understand the W formation. There are playlists on the psychology of understanding how to develop and translate these patterns that you see in the charts, the moving averages, candlesticks. It's all there for you. So before you leave, or when you leave at the end of the stream, go check that out, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already. Okay? Because that's going to help serve purpose for you when you come to the streams to try and understand what it is that we discuss. And if you want to understand all the plays that we talk about with Bitcoin, it helps if you go and watch 1 week's worth of streams, because that's going to bring you up to date with the behavior of Bitcoin to the current point. Because all we're doing is projecting out the chances of price going to one point to the next. All right. And it's going to help you install the practice of using the hybrid system. All right. So check this out. In relation to Mike's question about the EMAs are pointing to 5 o'clock. All right. Check this out. Imagine the clock. Okay. And the EMAs are your clock handles. So if the EMAs, that means the 50 EMA, the 200 EMA, and the 5 and the 13 EMA, if they're pointing to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on a clock itself, it would imply that momentum is favoring the upside because they're pushing upwards. All right. So if you look in the charts itself, find a point in the chart where you can see that. All right. Here's an example. Look at that. The 50 EMA is pointing upwards. The 5 and the 13 EMA are pointing upwards. That means momentum is coming into the chart, but you've got to be careful because the 200 EMA is not included in that. So where do you look? You look for the point when all of the EMAs are pointing upwards. So here's an example of it. Look at that. 50 EMA pointing to 1 o'clock, 200 EMA on its way to pointing to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 and 13 EMA pointing towards that direction of 1, 2 o'clock. Happy days momentum is in the chart. Okay? Likewise, when price is moving to the downside, you're waiting for price to point towards 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Okay? That would mean when the 5, 13, 50 and 200 are pointing to the downside, it would imply that momentum is favoring lower prices because that's all we care about. We care about momentum, which is why I'm concerned about this pattern continuing further because there's not that much momentum in the charts. It's Christmas. People are going to be coming away from the charts. Mr. Retail Trader might open his presents with his kids in the morning and then he might say to the missus, go put the turkey on or I'll keep an eye on it, and he'll stand in his kitchen trying to trade Bitcoin Christmas Day when all the institutional traders, whales and market makers are sitting back, eating well off the bags that they've been earning throughout the whole year. But Mr. Retail Trader is sat in his kitchen waiting for his stuffing to cook and he's trying to scalp Bitcoin and get himself into marginal situations. Don't be those traders, ladies and gentlemen, because those are the traders that we actively try and take advantage of. And that's the sad truth about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right? That's the sad truth. Yo, what's the sound check like? Is everything all right on sound check? What's the sound like? I need to sort this out. I am at my mother's, to be fair. Sounds good, yeah? People are saying there is going to be a Santa Claus rally, Tino. Well, those are the Santa Claus traders. Look, man, this is what I'm saying. If someone is saying that there's going to be a Santa Claus rally, you really need to question their price action. You really need to be saying to yourself, okay, where are you coming with a Santa Claus rally? Go say that to real institutional traders, market makers. Go talk to them about Santa Claus rallies. They'll be like, yo, what's this, man? You know? Tell me what this thing is about. Santa Claus. You know? Sounds like I lowered the volume a little bit. I was starting to get all hot on the mic right there. There we go. That should be fine. Word to my mother. What do you mean, my mother? What's going on? Has my mother come into the stream? Nah, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. Anyways. My days, man. All right, then. Santa confluences. Oh, man, listen. We've got Mario. We've got the Super Mario flag. Now we've got the Santa rally. So if we understand the Santa Claus rally, okay, just so we could put things into perspective, all right? The Santa Claus rally itself, if I understand it correctly, would probably end up looking like this. So we need to give credit where it's due, all right? Are we talking about this Santa Claus rally in relation to his stomach? Because if we actually draw off Santa Claus lying down, all right? So there's his head and there's his stomach, all right? Principle would say that we are here right now with this W formation and we're getting ready to come back down towards the wick, if that's what they mean about the Santa Claus rally. So, you know, they may have some sense in what they're saying, but this is what I'm saying, man. People are committing their hard-earned money into these charts because they have a belief that they think that they can exploit one of the most difficult industries in the world, and people are being led on the game of a Santa Claus rally. Like, it takes the mick, man. Like, this game needs to be taken seriously because as much as you come to these charts with money that you think that you can afford to lose, you don't trade with money you can afford to lose. That's not the idea. You come to the charts with money you want to make money from. They always say you need money to make money. You don't come with money that you're happy to lose with. It doesn't make sense psychologically because you're setting yourself up for failure because you ain't going to be looking after that money. You're just going to say, I don't mind losing. I'm happy to lose it anyway. Since when has any trader been happy to lose? I don't know any trader that enjoys losing. What I do know is I know a trader pays attention to his losses and he tries to keep them to a minimum. You know? So, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin hasn't gone anywhere other than the same place as it's been before. It has closed above the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. 50 EMA is just about to cross over the 200. I need to see an expansion of the moving averages before we can actually convict that it's going to go higher. Frankly, I don't think it will. That's my opinion. The daily open, it's light volume. It's gone above the psychological high. It's come back down to try and test it, but we've got this pool of liquidity. For every chance that it's had to move away from this zone, it hasn't. It hit the range daily high at speed, pulled it back. Now they've recovered this wick. Now we're seeing what's going to happen next. Pull up the higher time frames to put things into perspective. All right? Bitcoin has crossed over the 50 EMA. That's good news for us on the 4 hour time frame. We've also got this pool of liquidity right here that they may come up towards. And we've got this wick. Okay? But Bitcoin would only have gone to the same spot that it was a couple of weeks ago. Not a couple of weeks ago, a few days ago. Yeah, back on the 12th. All right? Yeah, just shy of about 10, 12 days ago. There's no interest for me to consider Bitcoin going long. That's for a swing trader's perspective. Day trader perspective, happy days. You would have enjoyed some success today if you simply traded away from the cycle. If you traded away from the mean reversion, you would have seen the pattern right here, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, I wasn't at the charts today to actually get this out to the guys. But look, rise, retrace, continuation to the upside. Standard box plays. Easy plays right there, ladies and gentlemen. Easy plays right there. You know? You can easily exploit this play. Price comes away from the 50 EMA moving average right there. Comes back and retraces. And look at the confluence right here on the 15-minute time frame. That's a perfect confluence. 200 EMA and 50 EMA. Red notable volume, fails to break below the moving averages. Green vector candle, they pin the 50 and move away from the range. Range daily low there as well. And shift out of the zone. Happy days. What a beautiful play. Now it's doing exactly the same here. We've seen a big green vector candle coming up to the upside, but it's not actually gained any ground other than the previous wick. Is this the start of a potential M formation? Are we getting ready to see Bitcoin break down from this point? Could that be the start? Could they bring it back down now? Have they marked up price higher so that they can bring it back down again? The Bookmap itself is giving us an understanding of it. You know? Let's roll out to the Bookmap. I'm going to start looking at other coins in a sec as well, guys, so don't worry. I mean, look, man, look, 50K again. There's liquidity there. See, this is what I don't understand, right? People use the Bookmap. And they say, oh, look at Bitcoin. You got 42K, you got 40K. We had 45, 43. When we zoom in a little bit more, we see a lot of liquidity at 50K. All right? Why won't they take 50 and why won't they take 45, 42 and 40? If they can take one, they can take the other. What's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the market maker is encouraging traders to trade. And this is a classic example of how many people right now across the world are going to have the time to trade. All right? Your average Joe, the average retail trader right now has got time to trade because it's the Christmas period. We're going to see a lot of false moves. I don't trade over the Christmas period. I usually stop at around about the 15th, 16th of December, especially Forex. I don't look at it at all until at least the first 2 weeks of January. I'm done because I've been caught out many a times trying to trade over Christmas. Won't do it again. All right? Let's consider looking at the market caps. My guy wants me to look at the market caps. I like looking at the market caps. Here we go. So total market cap chart. Oh, man. There's a lot of success on the 50 EMA, especially on the market cap. But the problem that I've got is this big green vector candle not going anywhere. That's my concern. Shouldn't that actually give you a reason to believe that this could be a false move? Yeah? Look at how quick they came away from this zone. Yeah? And then when it comes to this point right here, the same length of this green vector candle doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't even go above. Just look at this. Doesn't even go above the wick right here. Why have they stalled in that range? What's the story there? And the next candle hasn't followed through with it. You're going to see things drift off, I believe. All right? And light volume will send Bitcoin higher. That's the thing. You can't make sense of anything when there's no volume or it's low liquidity. You know? What do you think of Bitcoin miners Riot and Mara? I haven't actually looked at anything about that, to be fair with you. You know? Tino, if you have the premium version of Bookmap, it could be interesting to check other coins' behavior and compare it to Bitcoin. All right, let's do that then. Let's look at the Bookmap data across the board for... Let's have a look at Ethereum. Let's load up the 3-hour local. All right. Let's have a look at ADA. Let's look at the 3-hour local. And let's select small granulite size. Okay, then I'll just sort out ADA in a second. Let me get rid of ADA and change ADA to 0.1 right there. Subscribe there. Is that too small? I know what I need to do. Let me get rid of that. ADA. Let's make it 10. Happy days. Okay, just leave it at that. And another coin. Let's have a look at Matic. Let's see what they're saying about that one. Change that to 0.1. 10. Okay then, cool. Let's leave those to load for a second. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Let's see what they're saying with Ethereum. All right then. There is a ton of liquidity on Ethereum between the 3,400 and the 3,800. 3,345 Ethereum, 5,834 and 7,266 Ethereum in this consolidated range right here. When you see that amount of liquidity in the charts and they don't do anything about it, you know that at some point they will. There's just too much money right there for them to just leave on the table. Are they going to encourage traders to move these orders up higher so they get filled sooner? Could these end up being spoofs? You've got to be really cautious with this sort of day and age in trading, especially this time, considering that we've got Christmas coming up. All right? They want that. Bet they are coming for it. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. Let me run a poll. Okay? We've got Ethereum between 3,600 and 3,400. Okay? 4,000 and 6,000. 3,600. Okay? How many of you believe that price after Christmas, let's say on the 28th of December, all right? How many of you believe that Ethereum is going to end up in that range? All right? Here we go. I've just put the poll. Check it out. How many of you believe that Ethereum will end up between that range? And then we'll go to the charts to try and justify it. Let's have a look. Interesting. Interesting. There's not that much money in the 6,500 range. Look, there's 550 Bitcoin across the order books of Kraken, GDAX, which is Coinbase, FTX, Binance, and Bitstamp. Okay? So whatever's up here is irrelevant. It's what's down here that's really important. Okay then. 73% of you have said that you believe that Ethereum's going to end up between 3,400 and 3,600 by the 28th of December. Let's actually have a look at that and justify it on the charts. Big 3 Ethereum. Here we go. Oh my God. This is the first time I'm looking at Ethereum today. Ugh. All right then. Check this out. Small W formation on Ethereum. You can see that right there. Rise up. Level 1. Rise up. Level 2. Could we get initiation to the upside? Level 3. Or are we actually going to formulate an inverted head and shoulders, a head and shoulders zone up here, and they're finished with this range to bring it back down? You see, what we need to be mindful of, guys, this is the 15-minute time frame. I'm seeing too many orders being built short between the 4,000 zone. Check this out. That's the 4K zone. What do we understand about orders being built above key notable areas? Look at how many times they wick the highs and pull it straight back. The big red stopping volume candle above the psychological high, and they pulled it straight back down again. I don't trust that. That is a cause for concern. They didn't recover the green vector zone right here. They've recovered this previous wick, the stopping volume candle, failure to break high with the vector, the green vector candle right here. It just doesn't seem convincing enough for me. hypothetically, if you were to consider playing this off as a head and shoulders play, how long or how much of a stop would you put in the charts? Well, you'd need to break it down and say to yourself, okay, where are we? Because right now we've tested the M3 pivot point, okay, which is the median of the standard pivots. So if price is going to hold in this range and continue higher, we would expect the M5 projected zone, which would be 4,200. But this is on the 15-minute time frame. We have to go into the higher time frames to understand that principle and what would we be going back in towards. Well, we would need to break above the 800 EMA yet again. So there's that 800 EMA, and Ethereum hasn't tested the 800 EMA in quite some time. Okay? This is what we need to understand. And the thing is, guys, we're trying to break down price's next move with low liquidity. There's no volume in the charts, guys. People have gone home. People are chilling out. Trying to make sense of price action right now, considering we got Christmas coming up. People will still transact with cryptocurrency, fine. And people will still have access to trade it. But just be extremely careful, guys. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You know? Okay. What's this? Fundamentals over technicals. Parabolic run coming up. Don't short, please. Again, that parabolic thing. Hyper mode. Hyperdrive. Parabolic, man. What a funny thing. Parabolic. It's called markup phase or markdown phase. Those are the two phases that you need to understand it with price action. That's all you need to care about. Okay? This is Cardi B and Jack Dorsey. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. Hold on a sec. Chad. Currently up 45% on spell trade. Right, okay. I don't see a reason to get out yet. What do you think? You just answered your own question, my friend. You've just answered your own question right there. You're not even... Look, what do I think? I could tell you 101 ways to handle this current situation that you've got, but you've answered your own question. Yeah? You have answered your own question. Why Raul Powell said end of the year 10K Ethereum. Look, guys, this is what you need to keep in your mind. Price is irrelevant. Done. You don't need to worry about where you think Ethereum's going to go. You need to care about what it's doing right now at the current price to understand what it's likely to do next. So, okay, so what you're saying, what these guys are saying is Ethereum right now is at $4,024. Right, okay. If it continues above 4,024, that would mean that it could go all the way to 9,500. Yeah, because back in 2017, when they made that run to the upside, the run that we've seen now is smaller than the previous run. It might actually do it. Fantastic. Why should trading be any difficult? Why should it be difficult if you can come to the assumption that what happened in 2017 is going to happen again? Why are you wasting your time buying indicators? Subscribing anywhere if all you need to do is just look at what they did before and just hope they do it again? Do you really think trading can be just broken down in such a naive way? This is the most liquid game to be a part of, ladies and gentlemen. This is the hardest, easiest way to make money. Do you think it could be simply just taken for as is? They did it before, so they're going to do it again. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say they did it before and they're going to do it again, is because I pretty much have established that they do repeat the same behaviors. We see W's, we see stop hunts, we see them building shorts above key notable areas and they bring it down. We see the vector candles getting recovered, we see wicks getting recovered. The patterns and the behaviors of what the market maker does around price will always be repeated. But to make a claim on what it did nearly 5 years ago, and they're going to do the same now, the sad truth is, if they were to move higher from this point, it would give those guys a false sense of prophecy where they think that they understand the market because, let's be honest, guys, there's only one of two things that price can do. It can go up or down. There's no geniusness behind making a claim on whether it goes up or down. It's not hard. If your odds were 35 to 1 and you said, I think it's going to land here, it's going to land on 12 and it rolls and it lands on 12, you are lucky. Do that 5 times in a row and give me a number every single time and you hit that number, I will call you Merlin the Wizard. Forget Super Mario. Do you see what I'm trying to say here, guys? This is uncertainty. Whatever happened before has happened before. Right now, we're dealing with a different kettle of fish. Cryptocurrency is being accepted across the board. Different money's coming in. The money that wasn't in cryptocurrency before. People that are making the judgment on cryptocurrency back in 2017 are making a false judgment because Bitcoin didn't have that money at that point in time. Man, do you know what? I don't know. I won't ever give you entry points, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because the purpose of this stream is to help you work it out for yourself. Because that's what you're here for, isn't it? You're involved in the game of trading for what? Do you want to understand how to make the trades for yourself? Do you understand that this game acts as a digital ATM? You know? Yeah, Merlin was a G. Let's be honest, bro. Merlin was a top boy. All right? But even Merlin himself understood that. Let's get a bit metaphorical right here. Merlin himself understood the realms of magic and the uncertainty of magic. All right? He respected the process. Do you respect the process of trading? Do you respect the flow of money? Bitcoin to 100K before Christmas. Oh my days, this guy is a prophet. The guy's a G. Bitcoin 100K to Christmas. Now this is when we're talking about in August time, because that's what was being said across the board. 100K, bruv. Do you understand what flow of money needs to come in to get Bitcoin to 100K before Christmas? I ain't calling anyone out. I'm talking about charts, bruv. Do you understand what needs to happen? We've established it. Bitcoin would need to move straight, non-stop, for 8 weeks to get to 100K. It would have to keep moving straight up. But that's not going to happen. We all know that's not going to happen. I mean, something mad would need to happen to Bitcoin for it to actually get to that point. Okay? Something wild would need to happen. But that's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, because the game's designed to trap traders. All right? The takeaway from this, guys, is simple. You either come to this game to understand the way it works, or you come to this game and hope what people have said about it comes to fruition. Because at the end of the day, it's your risk that you're taking. When someone sits on YouTube or any other platform and says that I think Bitcoin's going to end up here because of what happened back then in 2017, bro, what is that? How can you run with that, man? It doesn't make sense. Break it down. Tell me why you think that. Oh, because people are using Bitcoin, you know, Twitter's talking. Forget that, bruv. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, people? Yeah? Do you hear what I'm trying to say? Book 3, short. Just listen, the only thing that I can tell you guys all right, the best way for you to understand how to use this system, okay, is to go back in the charts. You know that there, look, here it is right here, guys, all right? These are the formations you need to pay attention to, okay? Look at this. I'll look at XRP in a second, guys, because this is really important for you. Because for anyone that is new to the stream, you may not come back to the stream. You may be seasoned traders. You may be new traders. This may be for you. It may not be for you. But the takeaway is this. You're looking for this pattern right here. Okay? That's the W formation. It's a psychological pattern. You want to understand the psychology of the pattern? Go back in the streams and listen to what I'm talking about with the psychology of a W formation. I'll break it down quicker for you on Bitcoin. All right? Because it needs to be done. People need to understand it. Now, this is good, refreshing information for all the new guys, for the pattern watchers. This is a psychological pattern because it's designed to get traders to commit to one direction against the next, which is why you see price moving aggressively away from this zone. Market maker sets up the shorts. He induces traders to believe price is dropping. You can only go short, or should I say you can only sell when someone goes long. And you can only go long when someone sells. Do you understand that? Because people have the misconception about when price is rising, it means the buyer's in control. No, he's not. Because if in order for him to be a buyer, someone on the other end has to sell. You can only buy if someone sells. You can only sell if someone buys. Your sell contract will stay a sell contract until someone comes on the other end and buys it off you. So the market maker sets up the shorts and brings price down lower. Retail traders committed. Market makers going long. He can see that all the retail traders have left liquidation points and margin points in this move to the downside. They haven't paid themselves. Does that look familiar? The glass node? Does that look familiar with traders not, leaving money on the table at greed points right here? And they always end up closing price at the capitulation points where they've closed at a loss. And that's the lowest point of where Bitcoin goes. And it's always the point that Bitcoin turns. We haven't had that much capitulation in the charts, ladies and gentlemen. These little moves to the downside are not capitulation. I'll look at Luna in a sec. Market maker comes down, reverses price and hits all those liquidation points to the retail traders who went short by coming back up. Look at the spiky behavior. He then brings price back down. The retail trader sees the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA as a resistance. He then rushes to the charts to try and get in again because he believes it's going to go down lower. Shorts come in. Market maker does exactly the same thing again and shifts out of the zone. Why do you think this move happens so fast? And it's not because of any news plays. Go back in the charts and you'll see in every one of the streams that we've seen a W formation shift out of the zone. It has not had anything to do with any news announcements. Okay? Why wouldn't anyone be able to buy a Bitcoin, 1 million Bitcoin on low volume? Does the Bookmap show order sales? Yes, it shows limit sales and limit buys. That's what it shows. Okay? Let me just have a look at Luna. People want me to look at Luna right now. I'm going to go Luna on this coin. All right, let's see who's actually done well today. Jasmy coin, bro. Why are we looking at Luna? Look at Jasmy. Look at his mad move to the upside. Look at that, 59%. Ren, mad movements. Render token, happy days. Any recovery of the wicks? Yep, come back up and recovered those wick. Loop ring, beast. Look at that recovery of that zone. Nice chromium. Great move up. What's it done there? Coming up nicely towards the previous wick right there. You can see it's on its way towards that zone. And let's get Luna up. Here we go. $86 so far, following the cyclical pattern that we've got. Starting to pull back down. It's broken down below the 5 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. All right. And it has hit the range daily high and stalled in that range. So anyone that's in any longs with Luna, I would proceed with caution and make sure you're paying yourselves for Christmas. Come on, man. It's not about trying to aim for the victorious trade. Give yourself an opportunity to get back in a different move. Survive the day. The war between you and trading will always be present. Survive the battle. Happy days. Go back into battle. All right? There will always be beef between you and the charts. right? But it's how long you decide to hold the same beef before you go on the hunt for more beef. You see what I'm saying? For anyone having trouble with these patterns, take a look at the indicator called higher, higher, high, lower, low. Yeah, so high. Look, the best way for you to understand if you know, to try and have a good representation of these patterns, to train the eye. If you can't see a W formation, all right, the best thing that you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is the following. All right. Let me just bring up. Oh, actually, look, do it on here. Can you see any W? Actually, you know what? We're going to do it like this. This is what we're going to do. Sit tight. I'm going to bring something up for you, which will help you understand how to find the M's and the W's if you are new to the channel. All right. How many of you are new in here? How many of you are new to the channel right now? Let me get rid of this. Ow, that killed my ear off. That did. Ah, man. What's this guy saying? Formations are not presentation of future. It's a presentation of what if to understand. What if I want to understand? Because I know you will behave if you understand something, because you become only a robot with technical analysis. No. Look, this is what you need to understand about the patterns themselves, okay? Go back in the charts. We'll do it right now in Luna. There's a W formation. Great. People make the mistake of thinking that once you see a W formation, that means price is just going to keep on going. No, that's not the case. It's a formation. How long it lasts for is a different story. On hindsight, yeah, you can see this W formation formed. Price moves up, forms another W formation, shifts out of the zone. Okay? Let's go back again. Any more W formations? Yeah, you've got a little one right there. All you're looking for is the first leg, all right? Just to put it into perspective. You want the first leg to be away from a moving average, all right? So this is the anatomy of a W formation right here. So the first leg consists of candlesticks to the downside. You ideally are looking for 3. 1, 2, and 3 vector candles to the downside. You don't always get them, but ideally you want to see them. All right? Once that happens, the 50 EMA will probably be in this area right here. All right? Remember, assuming that this doesn't form yet. So there will be a gap between price and the moving average in this range right here. Okay? That's what we're looking for. Then when price comes back up to here, it will hit the 50 EMA. What's going on with this chart, man? Then when price moves away from that point, it needs to stay within the first leg of the actual first part of the W formation. If it goes below it, but comes straight back up, it would still be deemed as a valid W formation, but the principle would say that the second leg needs to be higher than the first leg, because it means that the pressure to the downside is less by the market maker to trap more shorts, because he favors to come away from this zone because he's managed to accumulate enough longs in this area and keep his positions alive by keeping the retail traders' shorts alive in this zone at the same time. Because then when he releases his longs to the upside, the retail trader is going to get his liquidation points hit. And we all understand that when a liquidation point is hit, if you are short, it buys back the position. When you are long, it sells the position. Liquidations are still orders. Okay? Blow the truth. I don't sound like a maniac. This is how I normally sound. Don't confuse my madness with my passion, bro. I love this game and I've been talking too much about it. You know? All right, let's go back to Matic for a second on the order book. I want to try and get this sorted out for you guys. Here we go, Matic. Whoa. There's a lot of liquidity in Matic. So, max zone, I mean, not much at 3. And it's all contained between 2.8 and $2.33. That's where it's all at right now. Doesn't seem to be doing much. That's the concerning thing. We're not seeing that much activity. 701,000 Matic at this $2.25. So we pull up Matic in the chart. We're going to understand. Here we go. See, look at that, man. It's just classic plays, man. Beautiful price action plays right here. There's another W formation. See, they are the patterns themselves are not static, guys. You know? Don't go mad at Christmas. I know, man. All right, let's look at XRP because I know my guys want XRP. XRP, what's going on? Hello, XRP. What are you doing, bruv? I've not really paid much attention to XRP, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so XRP has recovered 2 key points in the zones, all right? We have got this zone right here, and it's coming up towards these pools of liquidity right here, all right? We're not out of the woods until XRP closes above the $1 mark. We need to get above the $1 mark, but it's staying within its range. You can see it's gone up above the 800 EMA. This is what I want Bitcoin to do because 50 EMA is crossed over. Look, classic example. 50 EMA has crossed over the 200 EMA. It's now expanded. Perfect example. Look at that. There is expansion right there. That's where you enter. You enter in these sort of realms. When price is above the 5, the 13, and the 50 EMA. That is the classification. The 50 EMA is pointing to 1 o'clock. 5 and 13 EMA pointing to 1 o'clock. 200 EMA pointing to 1 o'clock. Price is above the psychological high. You've got a big stop hunt rise and they've brought it back down. I guarantee if we go into the time frame, lower time frames, we're going to see red vector candles in this area. Let's look down at it. Here we go. Red vector zone, one there. Go even lower. We'll see any more. Red vector zone right here. 5-minute time frame. What have we got? More vector zones right there. So look how they're just coming all the way back up. Now we've got XRP actually going higher, not stopping. But if XRP is moving up that quick, what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's doing the same thing, guys. Here we go. Here's the moment of truth, guys. Is it all happening on high volume or not? I need to see this. I need to see the Bookmap. What's going on in the Bookmap? Okay, here we go. Look at the Bookmap, ladies and gentlemen. Pull the Bookmap up. Bitcoin M5 pivot has been hit. The 800 EMA 5-minute time frame, forget that. Where we at on the 1 hour time frame? It's still within the previous wick, ladies and gentlemen, so we just got to be mindful of that. Let's sit tight. RSI not outside the volatility band, so it doesn't look like it's showing a convicted strength move to the upside. This is the delta. Are they preparing shorts? That's what I'm thinking. Are they going for the shorts? Here we go. Let's just see how they're actually building up those orders. There's a gap in the chart in the Bookmap. The Bookmap is imbalanced to favor limit sells. All right, so we just see, look at the orders. Look at how they're moving, man. Look at the spread. All right, it's light volume. The spread is moving stupid. Here we go. Let me show you something. I'll show you something quick time. This is Bitcoin's spread right now. All right. That's the spread, the tick chart for Bitcoin. All right. It's not really doing much. Can't really see much behavior on Bitcoin, but the spread is pretty wide. All right. Looking at the Bookmap itself, now it's coming back down. This stop hunt rise madness. I need to look at the 5-minute time frame to see how that is playing out. Price has deviated away from the 50 EMA, but no reason because it hasn't broken below the 5 and the 13 EMA. Let's come back up towards this point. We're waiting to see if this is going to hold. Bookmap's pulling back down now. Delta's green, market maker setting up shorts. No follow through on the green vector. Oh, what's this? The US is now closed, ladies and gentlemen. What time is it? Yeah, the US closed ages ago. You know? I don't fully understand everything you're doing, but one day you will. Go back and watch the previous streams, man. Who's this guy, Taha? Who's this guy, Taha? Elema Warwood. Bro, listen, you've been here 5 minutes, man. You don't understand what happens in this channel. You don't understand how many people have actually ripped it off me talking about these indicators that you can get for free. So you can go and take yourself and celebrate Christmas elsewhere. I don't want no mad BS in this channel. See you in a bit, bruv. Catch you later. Get rid of my guy. Wasting my time. Wasting my time. Okay, guys, straight up with you now, okay? Bitcoin's moving up on low volume. Don't see the conviction. How long is it going to move up for is a different story. But it's not gone to any point in the chart that I'm comfortable saying, yeah, we could see higher prices. It's only come up to a previous point in the chart. Look at the 1 hour time frame, all right? It's not even come up to this point, okay? It's not even come towards anywhere near 50K. Look on the 8 hour time frame. It's trying to come above the 50 EMA, and we did say this 2 days ago that we would come back up towards this range right here. Are you on a bike? On your bike. A red candle. What does a red candle followed by a violet candle mean? A red vector candle implies that volume is at its highest point. So the exchange of price is at its highest point for that candle. The violet candle means that the volume is starting to rise to the downside, but could also mean that it's starting to slow down as well. All right. That's what it also means. This is a standard pullback to the 50 EMA, man. I don't trust it. It would need to break above the 50, come back down and test it for me to validate that Bitcoin is going to go higher, because we still got a lot of ground to recover. Go on the 9 hour chart, put things into perspective. Still yet to close above the 50. The 12 hour chart, nowhere near the 50 EMA. 17 hour chart, nowhere near it. The daily chart, nowhere near the 200 EMA. It's too far away in terms of price action. It's, look, 49,833. Okay, we're at 49 right now, sorry. But the 200 EMA needs to get realized for us to even consider anything further. Okay? Mate, who controls the market maker? No one controls the market maker. They make the markets in the title itself. Market maker. They're a business, ladies and gentlemen. They provide liquidity. They, of course, have some governing bodies probably behind them. But even that being said, it's unlikely that anyone's going to be sniffing down their throat, because they're helping out everyone. Guys, this platform, whether it's crypto, Forex, commodities, you name it, the market makers are the liquidity providers, because exchanges don't have the liquidity to support their client base. They don't have it because they're not market makers. Do you understand? You mentioned that altcoins will follow Bitcoin. Do you think altcoins will decouple from Bitcoin at some point this year? Next. Thank you, sir. No, right. Could they decouple from Bitcoin? It depends. Ultimately, everything is being traded against the US dollar. And that's the basis of it all. All right? But frankly, what you guys need to understand is, me personally, I don't really like to pay attention to fundamentals. Because in my time in Forex, I've come to understand that fundamentals are the result of what they want things to happen in the future, and price action is the result of what it is. And when you start looking at price more and focus on what's happening right now, you're not going to care about what's going to happen in the future, because they would have absorbed that information in the charts before it becomes a reality. For example, let's take non-farm payrolls. If they are expecting a positive figure for non-farm payrolls, price usually tends to drop down to the downside, all right? And it stays in one zone because they may have anticipated the figure to be positive, all right, a week before. Then price would probably looking to start moving lower and lower and lower. Then the news comes out, price comes back and shoots straight to the upside. People call it a realization on the news being positive, but in order for them to go back up towards the previous zones that they've been building positions from, they need an excuse to move price at speed to come back and recover those zones. Go, any one of you, go and look at the non-farm payrolls, okay? Just jump back over the last 2-3 months. Okay, and just have a look at dollar yen before, a week before the non-farm payroll results come out, and just pay attention to what they do at that point in time, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, you will understand completely. And if you're having problems with the Discord and you couldn't verify, the way you verify in the Discord, ladies and gentlemen, is at the top where it says click here. Once you click here, at the top, in the channel that says click here, scroll down and read the message. You don't even have to read it. Well, you actually should read it because it gives you a couple of things that you need to be aware of. But at the bottom, there are emojis. You click on the first emoji, which has about 3,000-4,000 clicks on it. Once you click that, it verifies you. You need to react to the message. That's why you need to read what it says, because then you won't get access to the Discord. All right? Daxton, thank you very much, bro. I just saw your message, man. Bitcoin will tumble again tomorrow, in my opinion. Not trying to be a downer, but I think we would hit the 30K before a bull again. Q2, 22, Ethereum 2, POS rollout will be interesting, and dollar index. Do you know what, Daxton? The problem is, right? This is what the problem is. Across the board, that everyone is talking about a Santa Claus run-up or whatever chaotic thing they're talking about. No one is talking hard TA, all right? There may be some people talking about TA. I mean, I don't really pay attention to, you know, what's being said. I'll probably type into YouTube Bitcoin and see what people are talking about. But most of what I mention about any other, any other bits of information about what people are saying about Bitcoin is from you guys mentioning it in the chat. Okay? I don't make the conscious effort to go and find out what people are saying, because not one of anyone, okay, is taking into consideration genuine price action, like serious price action. There's only, in my opinion, it's probably just 2 people at tops that would actually be talking properly about price action. All right? 2 people at tops. And that was from when I first started in the streams. I wanted to see what because I knew what people would be using in terms of price action. I've come from Forex, ladies and gentlemen. You know? I've come from Forex. Correct. Daniel, chart champions. The only guy that's really talking sense in terms of price action. Straight up. You don't see no Super Mario patterns. Guy talks levels. Longer time frame. Bigger swings. Swing traders, you have to have grit in trading. You got to be able to withstand drawdowns. You got to be able to open shorts during going long. You got to be able to make that decision. It's hard enough making one trade on the one direction that you hope for it to go. How are you going to manage going in the opposite direction of the trade that you've got that's going against you? See what I'm saying? Too many people are just using basic, box standard, man-made indicator, silly patterns. Stupid. Ride with Romeo. What's good, man? Romeo done. Mad love for that, bro. All right, let's have a look at Bitcoin. You guys talking about Bitcoin. Okay, look, it's simple. Like, let's have a look at what's going on here. To help you understand what the Bookmap is, guys, go just Google it, bookmap.com. Okay? Above here is the limit sales. Only limit orders are involved here. Okay? Daryl, mad love and respect for passing through, man. Limit sales. Limit buys. All right? When you zoom in and out of the Bookmap, you get a different representation of the orders. Right now, it looks like there are a lot of limit sales at 49,600, 49,400 zone. All right? The problem with the Bookmap itself is there is a thing called spoofing, right? Where fake orders get put into the limit or into the order book to induce traders to commit because they're paying attention to the order book. And if they see 300 Bitcoin gets put into the order book, all right, they think, oh my God, someone's going to buy Bitcoin or they're going to sell Bitcoin. I need to do something about my positions. But then when they've made that decision, the order gets cancelled. So if you pay attention to this area right here, ladies and gentlemen, you may notice that it changes color. And when it's changing color, it's orders being added and taken away from the order book right here. So if you have a look at the numbers up here, you can see 105 Bitcoin, 168 and 71. If you pay attention to these numbers right here, you'll notice they are increasing and decreasing because they're adding orders and taking them away. Now, those orders being added and taken away, all right, could also be retail traders just canceling orders. But when you see 168 Bitcoin, all right, and then you see it drop to like 150, you know that those are bigger players. Those are market makers just trying to induce traders to commit and make a decision at this point in time in the chart. All right? Okay, let's have a look at this. Yep, same in stocks, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same story. And spoofing by principle is illegal, man. They can't do it. But in cryptocurrency, the game's unregulated, so it's free for all. Do you understand? Keyshawn Books, mad love and respect for passing through, my friend. Yeah, spot is where volume is transacting. Okay. My guy's screaming VeChain. Let's actually have a look at... Hold on, I just need to understand what's going on right here. Hold on. Let me just look at this. We've got a fast drop down here. Look, can you see the inconsistency of the actual spread itself? Just look at price action, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the way price is moving up and down. Look at the spread. Keeps moving up and down. It should be contained. It should be tight. That implies low liquidity. All right? The spread's just moving up and down. It's crazy ranges, man. Look at the gaps between the Bookmap itself. It shouldn't be like that. That implies low volume, man. That's just terrible. Rex, thank you very much, man. How to work around... Okay, Milos. How to work around stop volume candle. Does it need to have wicks on both ends or not? Listen, the stopping volume candle itself, okay? You need to understand what it is. This is a stopping volume candle. It's at a point in the chart when the market maker went one direction, but they needed to come back and transact lower because if they allowed the liquidity to continue to build up in this range right here, it would mean that they would then have to be obliged to fulfill that obligation in terms of the ebb and flow of how the order book is formed at that point in the chart. Yeah? Because if they are trying to induce traders to go long, just look at what's going on. It's a fake move. I believe it's a fake move. Okay? It can move up higher because of how low the volume is. Look at where we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 21st of December, man. Okay? They run algorithms. The sad truth is, right, and I'm going to be straight with you, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to lose a lot of money over the Christmas period. And that's the sad truth. Because everyone now has got the time to trade. The average 9-to-5 guy is what? Got 2 weeks off work? He's going to be ripping the charts up. And that's not his fault because he has commitments. He has to work 9 to 5 and he hasn't got the luxury of being at charts all the time. But what I will say is this strategy doesn't need you to be at the charts all the time because it's all down to your preference of trading. So let's look at scalping. Look at this. Price right now has moved away from the 50 EMA. Okay? You got 3 hits to the high right here. 1, 2, 3. Consider that would be the 4th. Blue vector candle. For every blue vector candle you see in the chart, there's most of the time they're going to be pulling back. Look, blue vector, pull back. Blue vector, pull back. Blue vector, stop and rise. Last climatic point, retrace. Okay? Now, because it's come back down towards the 50 EMA on the 1 minute time frame, does that mean it's time to go short? Not necessarily, because they haven't broken completely away from the 50 EMA. You're waiting for a red vector candle to appear in this zone to show conviction that they want to break down lower to start attacking the liquidity that they've been trapping in this range. We've got this vector candle zone right here. You've got this vector candle zone right here. Now look, if you're a 9 to 5 guy, all right, that's looking to try and exploit price action, wake up 1 hour earlier in the morning. Trade between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. If you can't find any trades within 1 hour, that's 60 of these candlesticks, ladies and gentlemen. 60 of these candles. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hypothetically, if you were witnessing from 11 o'clock, so let's just say from this point in the chart right here, 11 o'clock in the evening, okay? Wherever you are in the world, and it's 7 o'clock for you, okay? You're going to dedicate yourself 1 hour of trading, right? At 11 o'clock, for example, you can see prices deviated away from the 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. You've noticed that they have been moving higher. Every time they retrace back down to the 50, they try and pull away from it, okay? So now what you're saying to yourself is the following. Okay, it has moved aggressively away from the 50 EMA. I can see the market maker's presence. 1, 2, 3 hits to the high. The wicks are appearing at the upside. I'm expecting them to try and pull it back down to revert back to the mean. Where was your entry point? The moment the 5 and the 13 EMA actually start to cross over, or you want to take a little bit more of a risky move and wait for the 5 EMA to get broken first, that would be your entry point. So then you would have from the first hour of the day where you're able to trade in the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. In the first 15 minutes of your 1 hour trading session, you would have realized the profit on price coming back down to the 50 EMA. Why would it be a problem for you to finish up the day and just continue about your day and forget about trading until the next day? Why would that not be enough for you? Because this game is about coming in at the right time, placing the trade and taking the money and running for it. Some guys were putting in the channel that it's, with this system, you have to be at the charts all the time. No, you don't. You only have to be at the charts all the time if you are brand new to trading and you need to try and you want to try and understand how to utilize this system. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I've got over 500-600 videos where I have streamed near enough every single day since January the 21st. And we're coming up to the anniversary of the first day that I streamed Ethereum on YouTube. That's going to be a really big day for me, man. A really big day because that's when it all started. All right? And it started because I was waiting for a cup of tea to brew and I wanted to just see what YouTube was like. And here we are today. 61,000 of you beautiful people. You've all subscribed. You've all become pattern watchers. A lot of you have transformed your lives. So many of you have come to understand how the hybrid system works. And you're understanding what I'm trying to convey here. Because 90% of the stuff out there ain't giving you anything. I know I'm probably the only person out there that really is trying to get you to understand how the game works. And not tell you just waste man stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been in the game 12 years. In January, I will be trading full time. This January coming, 12 years full time. And that's Forex, not crypto. What you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is Forex strategies being applied in crypto. All right? And you can see how many people have been ripping it apart. All of you guys have ripped it to death in this channel. This channel has created $8 million traders. 8 people that started in January have managed to accumulate $1 million in trading. That's from $200 all the way to $100,000 starting capital. Okay? Those guys have come forward. They've demonstrated. They've proven it. And I'm gobsmacked by it, man. You know? Because that just solidifies my understanding of the strategy. Because if I can come to someone and teach them how to view it, how to view the hybrid system, it means I know my craft. I know that what I can give people is going to help them. And this day and age right now, ladies and gentlemen, with what's going on across the world, boy, the strategy is there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? It's there. Don't get all messed up if you don't get it in the first instance. All right? Because I'm giving you a shortcut that I've spent a third of my life trying to understand this game. I'm 36 years of age, my guys. All right? And you only need to what? Go for a few streams to really understand what I'm saying? You know? Rex, man, God bless you, bro. Well, guys, look. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, Rex. God bless you. And thank everyone that's becoming a member. You know? All you need to do is just like the stream, guys. You don't have to worry about becoming members. Okay? But more importantly, look, and I will say this as well, okay? If anyone is to consider joining the masterclasses and becoming a Patreon, please don't do it before the end of the month because they're going to double charge you. So just be careful with that. Just wait to the start of a new month because you'll get access to everything, but you'll get charged again at the end of the month and you would only get what? About a week and a bit before you get charged again. So God bless you if you decide to take part in the masterclass sessions, but don't do it until the start of a new month. Wait till like the 2nd or 3rd because you're just going to get charged twice by Patreon. So I always want to give you that heads up, guys. Okay? Man, you know what? Just reading your comments, you know, it is overwhelming. This is the course, by the way. Yeah, the channel is the course. All right? The masterclass just dives into deeper concepts. All right? And concentrated things about the hybrid system. But frankly, ladies and gentlemen, everything you need is in the channel. You know? Just watch the streams, guys. You know? Okay. I'm just reading your comments, man. That's crazy. Mad love and respect to all of you. How many people in this stream have actually... How many people are actually confident that they feel as though that I have given them the fishing rod to go fish for themselves? Because I know there's been guys that are with me from day one. And I know people are getting it. You know? I know people are getting it. Keymaster, bro, man. Calm yourself, bro. Come on, let's make Tino cry, guys. Nah, you couldn't make me cry. Could you? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Could you make me cry? Nah, I ain't gonna fall for that, man. Do you understand what? Trading is the only thing that made me cry. And I ain't ever gonna put myself in that position again. You know? There we go. Here we go. I'm smoking green vector packs since May 2020. I never saw free pushes. Fishing, not catching. I kid. Well, there it is, man. Ain't had to work since. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what I want to hear you guys say. You know? Mad love and respect to every single one of you. Ben, how you doing, bro? Burnt floor, man. Thanks for all you've done. And Steve M. Yep, beginning of 2021. I was being tossed around by the market maker. Now pick my level in cycles. Merry Christmas, bro. Mad love and respect to you, Blunt 4. And guys, listen, I ain't going to stop streaming. Okay, I mean, yeah, we've got tomorrow night stream. We've got Thursday stream, Christmas Eve. All right, yes, I am smiling. I am smiling, Andy. On the vape. Well, no, not on the vape, because I've got to stop that. Okay? But, you know, I'm still going to stream, guys. Why? Because I've got to keep in tune with the charts. This is what I've been doing for a long time. I can't change the behavior because it's taken me so long to try and get used to the idea of being in a discipline, getting into the idea of understanding, okay, at this point, I need to be at the charts. I need to be focusing on one point, next point to the next, you know? How are they putting in false orders in exchange? Exchanges don't let you place higher orders. We're talking about the order book itself. Okay, it's different setup. You're 17, getting into trading, mining Ethereum and hoping to make some nice trades off it too. Toad King, I wish I was 17 and I came across a channel like this. You know, I really wish I was. You'll get your face revealed, don't worry about that. Bro, I'm dumb, but I understand the hybrid system. You know what? No one's dumb. No one's dumb. You sound like a 90s D&B vocals, bro. Rolling out the General Levy, yeah? Junglers. Yeah, man, it's been fire, ladies and gentlemen. It has been fire. And I just want to thank all of you yet again. You know? But just listen, one more time. In relation to the price action, just be mindful. It's light across the board, all right? We're seeing a little bit of exciting behavior by Bitcoin, all right? If the institutional traders are starting to slow things down, they're getting ready to try and probably move price into ranges just to meet with their status quo for targets at the end of the year, fine, all right? But the conviction isn't there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not seeing it. Look at the RSI. Not even going outside volatility bands. There's already divergence in the chart happening already. All right? So just be mindful. Just look, it's dropping. As it's rising, it's not a positive thing. I don't like the look of what's going on in the charts, guys. But people across the board, because they're not paying attention to what's going on, they're just thinking about 2017 and that's all they care about because that's all they know. They think that what happened then is going to happen now. That's not always the case. Just because what happened then is self-fulfilling prophecies, man. No worries, Mo Gardi. How you doing, bro, man? It's been a while. The violet candles tell you that things are starting to rise. The volume is starting to rise at that point in the chart. Okay? That's what it is. Okay? What's this? Stephen. I can now read chart, especially candle. From Nicosia, mad love and respect, bro. Mad love, bro. Thank you very much. International markets won't be as affected by Christmas break. Well, listen, when you've got to understand, look, the best way to understand liquidity, all right, is you look at the currency pairs. Forget crypto for 5 minutes, okay? Just look at the currency pairs. Look at what dollar yen's doing. Okay? Just crazy range. Goes down, comes up. Comes down, comes up. Yeah? What's funny is dollar yen is actually behaving the same way as Bitcoin. Just look at this. Look at this for disparity. Where's it at? Where's my split my screen? So this is dollar yen. All right? Now look at Bitcoin. 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. I mean, like, come on. Since when does Bitcoin rise at the same time as dollar? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, something's going off. Then we look at gold. What's gold doing? Gold's dropping. Well, it's dropped to the downside, but now it's looking to try and come back up. Could traders put things into gold? Something's brewing, man. You know? Something is brewing. I'm Greek. That's where I am. What I am. You will regret. Oh, God. If volume's starting to rise on that pink candle, then why does it pull back, and how would I know that? You wouldn't know that until the candle would finalize. And the only way that you would understand it actually formulating, okay, is when you see price move. So look at it like this. When you're looking at price rising up, all right, you need to ask yourself, okay, so what am I expecting from this move right now? Let me just get the chart back up again. All right, to help you put things into perspective. This vector candle right here, you know that price has moved away from the moving averages. So you know at some point they're going to try and pull things back, all right? But you don't know how long they're going to be pulling it back for. That's the thing. And the way you gauge that is off the 5 and the 13 EMA and what price does at that point. But how are you able to understand what this candle is trying to say? You see, you don't always have to trade off the stopping volume candles. The stopping volume candles are indications in the chart that the move that they've done right here is designed to slow down at this point. And what they've done at this point is they've trapped more traders at the highest point in the chart. So they built their shorts at the highest point by trapping retail traders to go long, and they've brought price all the way back down again, okay? And they've had to contain that zone, because if they allowed price to continue higher, they would be releasing the liquidity in this range right here. And that means the retail trader is going to see a profit. So the market maker doesn't want to do that because he will be obliged to fulfill that obligation. So what he does is he brings price back down. And when you see the print of a stopping volume candle, you know at some point they're going to turn. All right. Now, naturally, in this instance, you can see they've pulled price back, but they've stopped in this range and moved away from it and recovered the wick. Look at how they recovered price at that point right there. So we've seen the fulfillment of the stopping volume candle. They did the job in this range. What I'm trying to say to you guys is this. Look at this stopping volume candle right here. If the body of the candle, vector candle of the stopping volume candle is small, okay, it means that this is the formation of a stopping volume candle. They've tried to stop it from going any further than a desired point, because if they allowed it to continue, then retail traders would hit the orders with buy orders, and the market maker would then have to continue building more shorts. But if he continues higher, the retail trader will be getting rid of his liquidity because he'll be taking a profit. That means the market maker doesn't have liquidation points or margin zones for him to attack on the way back down, which would be the liquidity that he uses to open up and close his shorts and longs on the way back down. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, does that make sense? Mafia? Nah, I am mafioso. Where am I? Steve's my uncle. We all know who Steve is. Oh, the conspiracy of Steve, man. All right, in. Listen, guys, I've kept you guys for quite some time right now. Okay? But what I'd like to say is thank you very much. God bless every single one of you guys. And listen, the start of the new year is coming very soon, guys. So just be careful. All right? If you're desperate to place trades, frankly, don't. If you haven't been able to make any money up until this point right now, don't even try and do it when there's low volume and everyone's at home chilling with the family. Now should be a time where you go back in the charts and reflect on the cyclical behavior of Bitcoin across the board. Try and draw off W formations and see how they play out. All right? Try and understand the 3 hits to the high, how every drop that we've seen so far that Bitcoin has done has been successfully understood in this channel. Okay? Go back and watch the streams from the 29th of November. You'll understand what I'm talking about. For anybody new to the channel, mad love and respect. Be sure to like and subscribe. And we'll be tuning in again tomorrow. Pattern watchers, mad love and respect to every single one of you. Take care of yourselves. Peace.